So here we go. We have the most exciting today's special to share with all of you. Can't wait to talk about this because first and foremost, it's Andrew's Amazing Essential One. If you want to take just one thing, you want to take one vitamin, you want to swallow one capsule, or you want to add something amazing to your vitamin regimen, this is it, because it's your famous Essential One. We'll talk all about it. There is no other multivitamin in the world like Andrew, not even close, not even in the same ballpark. When you see the difference, we compare apples to apples. But for the very first time, Andrew has included vitamin D3.
There's always been vitamin D3.
Oh, 2,000 IU
yes.
of vitamin D3.
Right.
2,000 IU. I have to show you real quickly what this looks like because just the vitamin D3 that you've put in the formula.
Well, first, this is the standard savings here.
Right, exactly. So let's just show you the choices, a 50, a 100, a 200, or a 400, right? And here's where the pricing will go after today. Here is our today's special pricing, and I just have to share with you to get 400 capsules for $79.90 is unbelievable. $90 savings, and I'll show you what makes this so special. I'm gonna take this right away. So if you do order the 400 cap size right here, the vitamin D, now it has, for the very first time, 2,000 IU of vitamin D3. That by itself is a $72 value. Wow. Then it has...
By the way, that price on the 2,000 IU vitamin D3, that's just the 1,000 price.
Oh.
Because we offer our 2,000 at the same price as 1,000 because I think it's so important.
Oh my gosh.
So it could be even more.
Exactly. And then the vitamin B12, if you were just to buy the vitamin B12, 700 capsules of that, that would be another $72.11.
Because that is our most popular separate vitamin B12 is 250 micrograms of B12.
Then the calcium. It's a 100 milligram calcium. That would be another $42.
It's the same as our calcium intensive care.
And then you have vitamin C in here. 400 capsules would be another $28.
That's our non-acidic calcium ascorbate and ascorbyl palmitate.
Then magnesium's in here. That's another $26 there. You have the gamma tocopherol, the vitamin E, that's in here.
But there's another 22 ingredients that we're not talking about.
Exactly.
The most expensive of which are lutein, lycopene, zeaxanthin that are not included there. So when I'll be reading some studies, I think from the Journal of the American Medical Association that says one of the great reasons to take a multivitamin beyond its medical requirement is the fact that it's so affordable to get all of these things in one pill rather than taking multiple pills, also more convenient. And nowhere is that more clear than when you just break out a few of the key ingredients. If all you do on ours, because ours is different in terms of vitamin D. The typical multivitamin, since I've been making this for 38 years, at that time had 200 and 400 IU of vitamin D. I've always had at least 1,000. I used to catch a lot of flack for that, having 1,000. But now the science has proven that anyone who's been using mine for the last 38 years, you've gotten remarkable benefits from getting at least 1,000 IU. We've gradually increased that, and today it's now at 2,000 IU. This special formula is at 2,000 IU. It's at 2,000 IU because, as I've always said, 1,000 IU is the absolute bare bones minimum of vitamin D that anyone should consume. 2,000 is where I've always said is where the real benefits, you kind of step over the threshold of getting into the real benefits of vitamin D. I take 4,000 to 5,000 IU daily. For an individual to get their blood levels of vitamin D, which is something that you should have tested at your doctor, for an individual to get their blood levels, I think they should be between 60 and 80. I think the typical levels that they're seeking are more than 30 or 40, which is not, in my mind, even close to sufficient. At least over 50 is good, ideally between 60 and 80. That's going to take at least 2,000. Typically, it's going to take 4,000 to 5,000 IU. And if you're overweight, one of the greatest causes of vitamin D deficiency and insufficiency in our country is overweight and obesity. And most people would be scratching their head going, how could that be? How could overweight and obesity have anything to do with a deficiency or insufficiency of vitamin D? The deficiency or insufficiency should have to do with what we're consuming, not being overweight or obese. The reason why, vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin. If we're overweight or obese, that vitamin D gets sequestered, it gets trapped in our body fat. And when it's trapped in our body fat, it's not circulating, it's not a circulating vitamin D level, it's not benefiting us. So overweight and obesity have contributed to the overall, not even epidemic, they call it a pandemic in terms of vitamin D deficiency and insufficiency. So if you're overweight, if you're obese, if for me 4,000 IU to 4,000 to 5,000 is the proper level, if I was overweight and say weighed 30 or 40 pounds more, I would probably have to take between 6,000 and 8,000 IU of vitamin D to achieve the exact same blood levels because it's trapped in my body fat.
And look at that, close to 5,000 already gone. We are all jumping in on this. Every one of us who loves Andrew's products, we all are stocking up on this today. Why? Well, first of all, it's Essential One. So in one capsule, you get all of these wonderful vitamins and nutrients, everything that you would expect and more from a multivitamin that you could ever dream of. In a while, we'll compare this to what's out there in terms of multivitamin. There's nothing on the market that even comes close to Andrew's product. But for the first time, now it's like us giving you a 400 capsule bottle free of vitamin D3 2000. It's free. You're not really paying for it at all. I mean, right? I mean, that's,
or
I mean,
B12
we think about
250. And
right.
As special as the vitamin D is, the two vitamins, vitamin C and vitamin E, of course, are very important. But the two vitamins that are deficient or insufficient at very high levels in vitamin D, if you're not supplementing, probably 90% of the population, even at the lower standards, are deficient or insufficient when it comes to vitamin D. Vitamin B12 is about the same. So with our vitamin B12, there's no vitamin B12 like our vitamin B12. None at all. The typical vitamin B12 in a supplement, and all that even was available to me when we first were making vitamins 38 years ago until recently, is a form called cyanocobalamin. And we use that cyanocobalamin form because we were able to protect it. And you need to protect vitamin B12 or it can't be delivered orally and benefit you. It actually is damaged by the acid in our stomach or typically destroyed. So you could put it in the product, put it in the label, but it's not benefiting anyone until you protect it. We had figured out how to protect that B12. That's why our product has gotten all these incredible reviews where people get blood tests and their vitamin B12 levels are high, even though they're no longer getting injections or things like that. We have taken it one step further. The actual coenzyme active form of B12 in your body is something called methylcobalamin. I always struggled about using cyanocobalamin because when your body utilizes cyanocobalamin, as much as it's the standard out in the world that everyone uses, cyanocobalamin, you liberate tiny minuscule amounts that aren't toxic, but tiny minuscule amounts of cyanide. I just didn't like that concept. Even though on paper it wasn't an issue or a problem, I didn't like that concept. So we set to work on protecting methylcobalamin. Take the actual natural coenzyme form of vitamin B12 and deliver it to you, same as we protected our cyanocobalamin, but as methylcobalamin. And we have managed to do that. So to my knowledge, this is the first and the only multivitamin in the world. And before I always said that about our protected cyanocobalamin, but the first and only multivitamin in the world that actually has the coenzyme form of actual B12 protected to benefit you. Nothing like that anywhere. So just in terms of vitamin D and B12, this product is an absolute bargain. And then if you look at lutein, lycopene, and zeaxanthin, all of the mass market products, none of them contain zeaxanthin, zero. A couple of them contain lycopene or lutein. Otherwise, zero. So this product is so utterly unique. And best of all, no rock hard tablet, no artificial colors. It comes in a small capsule, an easy to swallow capsule. As I said before, if I take a tablet, I have to eat something after I take a tablet because I feel like it's still here. And then once it's in my stomach, it upsets my stomach. So all I make are capsules with an ultrafine powder, and it's going to be easy to swallow. It's not going to upset your stomach. It's going to be your dream of what a multivitamin should be.
I'm going to find out from Steve the ratio. I have a feeling that the vast majority of that clicker are the big bottles. 70% or more of us, of you, are ordering the largest bottle, and we can certainly see why. That is a huge offer on 400
Less than
caps.
20 cents a day.
Unbelievable.
I mean, typically, our regular price on vitamin D would be, somewhere around 20 cents a day for 2,000 IU vitamin D. The same with B12. So you'd normally, if you were getting a separate B12 and vitamin D, which you no longer need to do with this product, for me, I would take a little bit more vitamin D, but this is at 2,000 IU. You're talking about a serious level of vitamin D, and that's where, as much as I say 1,000 IU is the bare bones minimum, the real threshold minimum, as far as I'm concerned, is 2,000 IU, and now that's what you're getting in our special form today.
There we go. So jump right in here. By the way, the large bottle is on 4 flex payments. It's a $20 bill to get it home on FlexPay. And of course, you know you have a money-back guarantee. Also, if you have a minute, go read the reviews. There are thousands of perfect 5-star reviews on this product. There are 2,466 perfect 5-star reviews on this product. So it's a chance for you to see the difference. I think this is one of the best ways to really see the Andrew Lessman difference. When you start comparing, because we've all know about those vitamins, they advertise them where you only have to take 1 a day. But when you start looking at those other vitamins that you only have to swallow 1 capsule, and then you see what they're getting compared to what you get in this little small, easy to swallow capsule that does not upset your stomach, it will blow your mind. And now somehow, by magic, Andrew managed to get 2,000 IU of vitamin D in that capsule, along with all of these other wonderful vitamins and nutrients. So that makes it that much more exciting, because there's Andrew will tell us every time we talk about vitamin D, it is such a critical thing to be supplementing, because the vast majority of Americans are vitamin D deficient, because most of us are not getting it in our diet. We're not getting it by laying in the sun. So it's really an issue. And this is the easiest way. And basically, I mean, it's the most affordable way ever to get vitamin D, to get Andrew's form of vitamin D, which really is the best. And then on top of that, it's supported with all of these other vitamins and nutrients that are in this amazing product. So you were telling me, Andrew said, you know, if you're only going to take one thing, this could very easily be the one product you buy from Andrew Lessman and the one thing you take every day.
As much as our CoQ10 is the best in the world, and we recently did a Today Special where we added some vitamin D to it. So as much as it's the best in the world, how could this not be the most important single capsule I make when our own government talks about vitamin D being an epidemic, deficiency and insufficiency of vitamin D being an epidemic, recognize that B12 levels are insufficient and deficient, and this is B12 that is orally absorbable. So, and it also comes with 24 other key ingredients, lutein, lycopene, zeaxanthin. How could this not be the most important product I make? And again, for less than 20 cents a day, it's nice when the most important product I make is a really affordable product.
Right.
What I want to do, again, it's a small, soft, easy to swallow capsule. The reason why it's not going to upset your stomach, first of all, that powder is pH neutral.
I like the visual in the background here.
Which, what I was going to do,
compared to the other leading guys out there.
I was going to go to the grocery store and
that are rocks,
and pick up some of the tablets. Those are some ones that we picked up here.
Right.
But the colors are amazing, and literally
these are rocks.
What I find astounding, and it's, I mean, M&Ms are yummy. But M&Ms have artificial colors in them. I think they're going to change to natural colors, which will be great. But it's a candy.
Right.
That's okay. It's a candy. I mean, we expect, like when you get frosting on a cake, if it's going to be pink or orange, it's got artificial colors.
Right. Even
though there's ways to do that with natural colors. But these are vitamins. And what I find absolutely astounding is if you look at these charts, I mean, some of these products contain 3 or 4 artificial colors, not just one. Here's, you know, Geritol Complete contains yellow 6, blue number 1, blue number 9, and red number 40. Theragram, I mean, it's just amazing all the different things. Here's Centrum. Centrum for adults, 1 a day. Again, they contain yellow 6, blue 2, red 40, yellow 6, yellow 5,
And they really
blue 2.
think people care that their vitamin looks pretty? I mean, honestly.
They obviously must, and whether it's the result of consumer studies or things like that, that somehow, I mean, all of my products must be considered ugly because they're just beige, or they're whatever color Mother Nature made them, that we don't add any artificial colors, we don't add binders, we don't add fillers, we don't add lubricants. It's the reason why my company, my headquarters is in Henderson, Nevada, in the desert in Nevada. Why? There's no humidity. The lack of humidity allows powders to be put in capsules without additives.
Yep.
So that is why we're there. I founded my company in Santa Monica, California. We moved to Nevada because it literally quadrupled the number of products we could make. There are many products we couldn't make because I refused to use additives. when I look at a product, I don't want to have to add anything to the ingredients that we utilize. And that's all of these products. We only use the active ingredients you see. We add nothing else. So the purity, the ease of swallowing, the ease on your stomach, and it's common sense. A multivitamin mineral contains minerals. When you compress a mineral into a tablet, like these tablets here, when you compress it into a tablet, that
You
effectively...
could put it in a ring. You could wear it.
It's a rock. I mean, when you compress minerals into a dense mass, you create a rock. So it's, to me, to take the wonderful powders, those natural ingredients, and compress them into a rock, that makes no sense. So we encase them in a capsule, the same kind of a pharmaceutical capsule that would be used for a medicine, that has predictable digestion, immediate absorption and availability. And best of all, instead of that little rock, you know, having a difficult journey in your mouth, going down your throat, and then sitting in the lining of your stomach till it slowly, slowly disintegrates and dissolves, hopefully, if not too late to benefit you, we deliver an ultrafine powder that just delivers its contents readily and freely so you get the benefits.
Yep, I do want to invite all of you, in case you're just stopping in, these are going much faster than we had thought. I mean, we knew this was going to be popular. These are flying out the door. So order yours tonight while we have all the choices available for you. For that big 400 count, to get that home for under $80, that is unprecedented. Andrew has never included 2,000 IU of the vitamin D3 in the formula until today. It's $20 bill on your credit card to get it home. Also, if you have anyone in your life, if you yourself are new to Andrew Lessman products, this is unequivocally where you start. This is the perfect place to start. You only have to take one. You take one a day, and you're good to go. If you have a loved one, if you have a husband or a spouse who isn't a big vitamin person, you could probably get him to take one, right? That's the one. If he's going to swallow one vitamin, that's the one you want to be getting them going on. So whether you have teenagers, whether you have son or daughter, whether you have a spouse, anyone in your life and you want to get them going, help them live healthier every day by doing something that takes a second a day to do, this is the one. This is it. And again, for those of you that already know Andrew and love his products and love his vitamins, this is the best time ever to try his Essential One or to stock up on it because of the added savings of having that extra product really put into this vitamin, and it happens to be one of the single most important things for us to be supplementing, and that is the vitamin D3. So I think it's just so exciting and comprehensive, and as you said, for under 20 cents a day to get it home and just, you know, you get to reap all those wonderful benefits. I think it's irresistible. This is hard to pass up.
The 2,000 IU vitamin D3, by any standards, using the government standards, you'll be in the healthy zones. I think the healthy zone is a little higher than the government standards, so I would take a little bit more than that. But this is something that if you're taking other products from someone else or from me, that the 2,000 you start with here, that is the perfect platform because you've crossed over to the threshold of where you're getting really those wonderful benefits of vitamin D3. You're also getting 250 micrograms of the world's most advanced orally absorbable, orally deliverable B12. Because B12, remember, historically, we thought, gosh, it requires an injection. If you have low B12 levels, you're going to get a B12 shot. There was no two ways about it. But B12 can be delivered orally. B12 can be absorbed orally if it's delivered correctly. Also, in terms of respecting your body, the best form of B12 is a methylcobalamin. There's no other methylcobalamin that's orally protected except ours. It is something that we had developed. So again, you're talking about the most, and I know it's a shopping channel, but you're talking about the most sophisticated multivitamin that you'll find anywhere in the world, and you're looking at it right here tonight.
Yep. People always are delighted to discover that you have this wonderful classroom where you get to learn about the world's finest products from a person who's dedicated their entire life and career to manufacturing the world's finest products. You get to meet the person behind these. Every single formula is developed by Andrew and his team. Every single product is made in America. Every single product is put into a recyclable container made out of recyclable plastic. Every single product is made with solar energy. So there is no carbon footprint whatsoever with these products. Look at that. Those are the solar panels. So There is no higher level of integrity in terms of manufacturing than what Andrew Lessman provides for these wonderful products. You're supporting a great American company, and it really I think what makes us all feel really good to discover this. So yes, you can really only take advantage of offers like this right here at HSN, and this is the perfect day if you're discovering Andrew for the first time, perfect day to try something, because whether you take a lot of vitamins like I do, or whether you only want to take one, no matter where you sit on that spectrum, this is a must-have for all of us to be taking, for sure.
And then I didn't even mention our folic acid, because many people, and I'm actually one of them, that a substantial part of the population, I think it's about 35%, we struggle metabolizing regular folic acid. So we then added another form of folic acid, and this is an ingredient that I think is effectively something like $30,000 or $40,000 a kilo. So it's a methylfolate, kind of like our methyl B12. It's a methylfolate. It's 5-HTMF, 5-methyl tetramethylhydrofolate. It's something that allows people who share my genetics, which a substantial number of people do, it allows you to get the benefits of supplementary folic acid. Otherwise, you're not deriving the benefits. So again, lutein, lycopene, zeaxanthin. Lutein and zeaxanthin, the most concentrated carotenoids in the retina of our eye, the macular region of our eye, protecting our eye. They're the key ingredients in our ultimate eye, but they're neglected in the typical multivitamin. Lycopene, concentrated in reproductive tissue, concentrated in the prostate, concentrated in breast tissue, concentrated in ovarian tissue, protective carotenoids, but again, lacking in all but a handful of the leading multivitamins, and again, at much lower levels than we provide. But what I should do is, just for comparison's sake, look over one chart that sort of summarizes this product. And then it's always fun, because a lot of folks think, because I say my product is so mild, because it comes in a small, easy-to-swallow capsule, it must deliver much lower potencies than those other products.
Right.
And because it's so affordable, it must deliver much lower potencies than those other products. What you're going to see is that a product that is mild, easy to swallow, because there's no additives in that capsule, it ends up delivering much, much more better forms, better quality, better purity, and much higher potency than those leading brands. So we'll do that here.
Wow, do you know that out of the 10,000 sold, almost 7,500 of those are the large bottle? I mean,
That doesn't bode well for tomorrow, for today, later today.
I am happy we're all here tonight, because you have a chance to spend your $20 flex pay on the big bottle and you're in. So I hope you're able to treat yourself. But it is fun to see, you know, I think it's enjoyable for all of us to learn about what we're taking. You know, so often you really don't even have the backstory, and you're just hoping that you're taking the best that you can find. But you really teach us why. There is a purpose for every single thing in this product. We get to learn about all the wonderful benefits behind each ingredient.
As I always say, when we eat, food is information. Food is perhaps every day the most challenging thing we do for our body. We put foreign matter in our body. We basically tell our body, figure out what to do with this, extract what you need from this, and usually we don't deliver terribly good things. And at the same time, if we look at most of the things we suffer from as a society, overweight, obesity most obviously, but things like type 2 diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, things like that, these are basically illnesses that are food-mediated, that are generally a byproduct of the way we've been eating over the course of our lifetime. It is never too late to change. As I always say, that we tend to eat food unconsciously. We tend to not really think about what we do while we're eating. But our body is the most precious thing that we have. It's what's going to carry us through our lifetime for however long we live or however well we live. And the more conscious we become about what we put in our body, the more our body is going to be grateful, and the more quality we're going to have, or the more time we're going to have. So it's something that we need to really have some kind of consciousness about. It's easy to be conscious when it's a multivitamin, because you're not eating it because it tastes good. You're not eating it for any other reason than its benefits. So it's very easy for me to compare mine to everyone else's, because theirs contain additives. Those don't benefit you. And theirs contain the improper forms of nutrients. Those don't benefit you. And theirs also contain levels that aren't associated with the clinical research. That's not going to be beneficial to you. So it's easy for me here. It's almost harder with food to argue for eating a healthy diet, because maybe it doesn't taste as good to most of us, but But the way it should make us feel on the inside, that's priceless. And I think the more we do the right thing, the more we tend to do the right thing. And I always say the more we do the wrong thing, the more we tend to follow the wrong thing. So just quickly, as we go through the list here, it's pretty simple to understand how different this is. So like so many products, it's one capsule daily, or it's one pill daily. What makes it different, it's a capsule. There isn't a leading brand that's a capsule. Capsules are more difficult, more expensive to make. It's economical. It's less than 20 cents a day in the large size. They're small, easy to swallow capsules. Each capsule contains an ultrafine powder that's super soluble. So it dissolves rapidly and comfortably without stomach upset. No, it won't repeat on you. No large, hard to swallow and hard to digest rock hard tablets, which are the typical all the others. It's non-acidic and pH neutral. We select the ingredients so that they are, and highly soluble, gentle to even the most sensitive stomachs. It's higher potencies of all key nutrients, not some, not a couple, all key nutrients than all the leading one-pill daily brands, all in all. Only leading brand with zeaxanthin and gamma-tocopherol, which is the active natural form of vitamin E. No artificial colors or preservatives, no binders, fillers, or sugars, no chemical additives of any kind. Contains, just to give you an idea, contains higher levels of the following key nutrients than the leading brands. Basically, it's all the key leading nutrients.
Right.
Vitamin D3, B1, B2, B5, B6, B12, biotin, so all the B vitamins. If you're trying to lose weight, if you're interested in energy production, the B vitamins are key.
You're covered.
Biotin in terms of beauty, beta-carotene, vitamin C, lutein, lycopene, zeaxanthin, both gamma and alpha tocopherol, higher levels, that's both forms of vitamin E, and selenium and chromium, key trace minerals.
Great.
To get more specific, these charts are actually very heavy, but to get more specific, we could actually compare to all the leading brands.
Wow,
and all of
look
these
at
leading
that.
brands, you know, my product pales in comparison to their sales. Obviously, they're in all the big stores around the country, around the world.
Sure.
So Centrum adults under 50, Silver adults over 50, one a day men's, one a day women's. So all of the biggies, and we have a few charts going through probably vitamins that amount to hundreds of millions of dollars in sales every year. And as you can see, by the way, what's wonderful, and I kind of take credit for this to a certain extent, that all of these brands, when I started doing these charts, had 200 and 400 in terms of vitamin D. Now, a lot of them are 1,000.
Get out of here.
So
They paid attention.
There's recognition. So we're still at 2,000. They're significantly less. Vitamin B12.
Look at that.
Which is so critical for energy level, fat metabolism, brain function, neurological function, especially as we get older.
Wow.
And theirs are not protected for absorption. All of theirs is cyanocobalamin.
No kidding.
Mine is, again, methylcobalamin. So it's
Nothing
the
even
only form
comes
of B12.
close to that, to 250.
Typically, we're about 40 times higher, 4,000% higher.
Wow.
Vitamin C, again, there's someone with 120 there, somebody with 180. But vitamin C, again, we give you higher levels than almost everyone.
Okay.
As we continue here, now we're at Walgreens brand and Kroger's and Safeways. And what they typically do, the large retailers, they just make a product that looks like One-A-Days or Centrum's.
Right.
They basically do their own version of those.
They just put their own label on the bottle of the exact same formula.
Right, or a contract manufacturer is
Right,
making it for them.
exactly.
But again, 40 times higher. Again, double in most cases the vitamin C as we continue. Now B1, B2, B6, so all the key B vitamins, which are water soluble, your body rids itself of them very quickly, so you need to replenish them frequently. So we give about 7 times more of typically all the B vitamins, 3 times when it comes to vitamin B6. And again, these are not small vitamins. These are all the most popular vitamins in America. So the same thing, again, we're higher across the board. They just basically have the RDA, which in the case of B1 and B2 is about the same as it was 100 years ago.
Wow.
Biotin, the beauty vitamin.
Look at that.
We give the same levels as we provided in 2 capsules of our original Healthy Hair, Skin, and Nails. Typical is 30 micrograms. I think the reason why they do that is biotin is outrageously expensive.
Oh.
Biotin is about $1,000 a kilogram and going up in price all the time. So they tend to shortchange you. We do not. Selenium and chromium, key trace minerals in their proper form, again, they tend to deliver very much lower amounts. It's almost, the comparison is almost frightening in
Right.
a positive way for us.
Right.
But as you look here, some don't even have biotin, but typically 30, 300 at Walgreens One Daily Women. That's actually impressive. And as we continue here, lycopene, lutein, zeaxanthin, the most expensive ingredients in a multivitamin like biotin, even more expensive than biotin, mostly zeros. You know, a 300 to 300 to 300, otherwise a 250, otherwise zeros with all the leading brands.
Amazing.
As we get to this chart here, almost
Look
all
at
zeros.
that.
And these carotenoids are vitally, vitally important for most people who this essential one might be the only thing they're taking. That might be their only source of lutein, lycopene, and zeaxanthin beyond their dietary source. And the typical diet delivers only about 1 to 2 milligrams of lutein and zeaxanthin daily. So you more than double your levels of lutein and zeaxanthin with my once daily multivitamin. Typical daily multivitamin, you're getting 0 of those and 0 of zeaxanthin.
There we go. I want to show you one more time what the choices are. We are very busy. Over 12,000 of you have said yes so far. We're delighted to see that because you are doing something so good for your health in such a wonderful and affordable way. So I'm going to show you one more time here. You have a 50, a 100, a 200, or a 400 cap supply, reminding you that lasts for 400 days. That's over a year's supply because you're only taking one each day. Our regular pricing for this would be $169.90. Today for the 400 cap, which the vast majority of you are choosing, it's $79.90, $90 off. Plus we have 4 flex payments, which gets this down to $20 to get this home. Free shipping and handling across the board. So if you're thinking about doing it, if you can do the big one, then you don't have to think about it. For over a year, you are covered. You have a full year supply. That is the best way to go if you can.
We do that on purpose because we know we won't do a today's special for this for at least a year.
Right.
So it's 400 capsules. So just in case I do it
It'll get you there.
in a little more than a year, that you'll still be covered. So my goal always is that most of your key products that you're able to purchase at today's special pricing or at worst special purchase pricing, but the today's special pricing is really my goal. And that's the most efficient way for us to produce your product. It's the most efficient way for us to cost effectively put it together for you. And that's the savings that these once a day, one day a year events become. And I'm proud of what we've done with this product now. If you're taking 1 capsule daily of this, your blood levels of vitamin D are now going to be healthy blood levels. If you were not supplementing vitamin D before, in all likelihood, they were healthy or very unhealthy. That's just based upon the research and clinical studies. And when you look at vitamin D levels and how it affects fundamental aspects of our life, such as our mood, our outlook, that positive outlook is associated with having healthy vitamin D levels. The ability for us to contract our muscles, muscle strength, as we get older, the ability to avoid falling, vitamin D levels. Many times people are mistaken in thinking, gosh, older people fall because their bones are weak or whatever. No, it's vitamin D levels are absolutely critical for the contraction of muscle, and muscle strength is vital as we get older in maintaining balance. So it's inescapable, the benefits that vitamin D deliver. It's inescapable, the benefits that vitamin B12 provides, especially given the low levels as we move through life. We don't get an abundance of vitamin B12 that's absorbable in our diet. That's why so often doctors are recommending folks get an injection of B12. I would recommend you take our product and your doctor monitor your B12 levels, because our B12 is orally absorbable. You could take our B12 and your vitamin B12 levels will go up. You don't need an injection unless there's some intrinsic problem with B12 absorption.
Yep, I want to show you, speaking of that, because just the B12 product, the amount of B12 in this product is over $70 in value. I'll show you what we're talking about here. If we take the 400 cap and break it down for you, the vitamin D3 by itself, just the vitamin D3 that's in your every single capsule, that separately would be $72.11. So to get a bottle, it's this big, it's 400 capsules. Pretend this was just vitamin D3, that would be a $72 value. Then the B12 that Andrew was just discussing with us, 250 micrograms of vitamin B12, that separately to get 400 capsules would be $72.11.
And by the way, those two products are both, I think, rated 4.7 or 4.8 stars.
Right.
So are vitamin D on its own or B12
So
on its own?
right here, you're almost, what, $150, $145
Yep.
just on those two products that are in the one capsule. I mean, and then we just keep going. And as you said, this is just a snippet of some of the ingredients in here.
And the really expensive ingredients, we're not even considering there, the high levels of biotin we provide, the lutein, lycopene, zeaxanthin. The next closest thing to our healthy hair, skin, and nails in terms of biotin is the 500 micrograms that are present in our Essential One in a multivitamin. So there's really nothing that compares to this when you break down the numbers, when you look at the specific form of each of the nutrients, and then when you just look at it just as an experience that it's not a tablet. I hate tablets, and I know from reading reviews I'm not alone, and that's why the only thing we make are capsules. In 38 years of manufacturing vitamins, I have never manufactured a single tablet. And every time new people come into our manufacturing environment, they go, "You should make tablets. You'd save a lot of money. You should use lubricants. You'd save a lot of money. If I use lubricants, my products aren't pure. If I use tablets, my products are going to be hard to swallow. They're going to upset your stomach." So I just refuse to compromise my products. And as we've always said back in the old days, we used to always say uncompromising products for uncompromising individuals. I'm not going to compromise on your health, so I make a product that doesn't compromise in any way. And you could put this little multivitamin up against any big company's multivitamin, and they can't come close to comparing.
You saw that. And if you have a minute to read reviews, there's about 2,900 reviews on hsn.com. Of that, almost 2,500, 2,466 are perfect 5 stars. So that just gives you an idea here. When you have almost 2,500 people giving this product perfect 5 stars, it can give you confidence to know it's delivering. So along with all the health benefits, people are noticing it. People are noticing the benefits when they take this product. They're seeing a difference. They're feeling a difference when they take it. So if it's for you, terrific. If it's for someone you love, this is the day to do it, because Andrew has never offered this product like this before. Not where you're getting, he's always included vitamin D3 in the formula, not like this. It's 2,000 IU of vitamin D3, the single most important vitamin to supplement. Most people need to be taking vitamin D3. Most people are vitamin D deficient. It's unfortunate, but it's just the truth. And so that's why this is the easiest way, because it's 1 capsule a day and you're done. You get 2,000 IU in there, and it really will make a difference when you have your blood work done and you watch the difference in your vitamin D3 levels. It really is, it's gratifying. It's exciting to know you're doing something really good for your body every single day. And that's just one of the many ingredients in this great product. So whether you do the Try Me or you go for the large one, with which the vast majority, I think 75% of that clicker here, the 13,500, the vast majority, over 10,000 of those are the large size. So that's where most of us are trying to stock up today, because why not? Then you have, you know, a year's supply. You don't have to even think about it again for another year plus. We've never offered it like this before as a today's special. So sometime in 2018, I'm sure Andrew will have it back for us. But in the meantime, you're covered. And then the other beautiful thing about it is, if you're already buying a vitamin D product from Andrew or elsewhere, you don't have to buy that extra separate vitamin D. This will cover you because you have 2,000 IU of your vitamin D. And if you want to take more than that, I actually take 4,000 IU of vitamin D a day. I only have to take 1. I'd only have to take 1 of my vitamin Ds, and I take 1 of this, and I'm completely covered with my vitamin D3. So it saves us money. That's the beauty of it. You're saving money. You're getting all the vitamins, nutrients that you need in the very finest delivery system when it comes to taking a vitamin to maximize those results.
And it's funny, I was just going to say that most people, when it comes to taking a multivitamin, the only difference they feel is how unpleasant it is to swallow, or how it might repeat on them, or how it might affect their stomach or their digestion. You don't expect to take a multivitamin and actually feel a difference. You take a multivitamin because your doctor tells you to take it, maybe your cardiologist tells you to take it, and it's pretty standard advice now. It's one thing that the medical community, and I have some clinical science and research discusses, the one area of dietary supplement nutrition in which there is general agreement is that a multivitamin, multimineral supplement is a good investment, a sound investment. So unfortunately, though, most people, when they take that multivitamin, it's unpleasant, and the only benefit you might get is, okay, at least I'm following my doctor's orders, I'm following my doctor's instructions, but you don't really feel different. But when you get levels of vitamin D like this and levels of vitamin B12 in a form that's absorbable and beneficial and a full B complex along with it, it's a product that makes a difference you can feel. And whether you feel it or not, there's no unpleasant experience. So you're getting all the nutrients you need without having any consequences as far as an upset stomach and difficulty swallowing it in the first place. But we'll read some reviews. I haven't read any reviews, and I'm too busy talking about the contents and ingredients, which are important. So a must for your daily regimen. I've taken this for a year. This product does not upset your stomach, does not make you hungry, and does not leave a bad taste in your mouth. I recently had my annual physical, and my doctor was amazed with all my blood work totals. The totals have improved and are within range. My husband and family members are now taking this and can feel the difference.
Great.
Awesome product. Doctors impressed. And now doctors are monitoring things like vitamin D and B12.
That's right.
I know my doctor does.
Mine too.
Even my primary medical doctor was impressed with this, having it in a powder form so my body can get all the vitamins instead of those hard, solid pills that end up passing through and out of your body before they're even all used. It's one of the standard things in medical school and radiology training is that someone will always see, and typically it's with some multivitamins because they're minerals, but very often with calcium pills. Because calcium is a metal, technically, and it's relatively insoluble. And oftentimes folks would see these dense masses, they're sort of radiologically dense, opaque, so you see these masses going through, and all they are is vitamin tablets.
That didn't digest.
That didn't digest and are still whole and are whole because they contain minerals. They're radiologically, they're opaque, so they show up on the X-rays.
Wow.
But that doesn't happen with ours. Instead of those hard, solid pills that end up passing through you and out of your body before they're even all used. I noticed my doctor reading the label when I showed him the bottle, and he liked what he read. Must be a real item. I'll keep ordering this, that is for sure. From Rusty in California. Feeling the difference. I've been taking Essential One for more than a year, and at first I didn't seem to notice a difference. The difference was well noted in my yearly blood work. Again, objectively in blood work, three reviews in a row. My levels were the closest to normal they had been in years.
Great.
I continued taking Essential One until one day the container was empty. Oh boy, my order couldn't get here fast enough. I really noticed a difference without them. I was tired, sluggish, and moody. Happily, I received them, started taking them again, and I'm feeling better. My family is happy they arrived too. I even got family members to try them.
How great is that?
Never leave home without it. I have taken Essential One for a lot of years, and I cannot even remember when I have not felt well. I totally believe this product helps keep me healthy along with a proper diet and exercise. I take a number of Andrew's supplements and have complete faith in his knowledge of good health. I love that he has his own factory right here in the good old USA, all solar powered too. Take this product and feel great, from Jan in Missouri.
Nice.
As we continue, best vitamins. I've been taking a multivitamin in the form of a tablet, which seemed to upset my stomach. Not unusual. I gave these a try, and I noticed a difference within the first week. I have more energy and stamina. I know this is a better choice for me because there are no added ingredients. Please put them on special so I can stock up. Well, here you go.
Ask and you shall receive.
Here's your year's supply. The absolute best. I'm a wife, mother, and grandmother. I did a lot of research a couple of years ago searching for the absolute best vitamins I could buy for my family. I chose ProCaps Labs because they were the purest I could buy, and most of all, none of us ever have an upset stomach when taking any of Andrew's products. I highly recommend, from Carol in Oregon. The best multivitamin ever, or the best multivitamin, mineral. Ever too. I usually do not take the time to write a review. I feel that I must let those of you know, if you are maybe on the fence or not sure, that you will not regret it. Get these vitamins and you will feel the difference. Thanks, Andrew and HSN.
Very nice.
Awesome 1 per day vitamin. Thank you, Andrew, for your high-quality version of a 1 per day vitamin. I used to take a liquid vitamin so I wouldn't have to take so many different pills to get decent dosages. However, my store stopped carrying it. Since I take many supplements, I wanted just a single capsule to cover the basic essentials. although I still take many supplements myself, it's nice to have this option for those who won't take a bunch of pills. And thank you for making yours in a capsule form and additive free. And in fact, in terms of liquid vitamins, the minute a vitamin is in a liquid form, the first thing it requires is compromises be made. Because in order to have something be in a liquid form, it's going to typically be solubilized in water. The ingredients aren't inherently soluble in neutral pH water. So you immediately compromise it by putting it in water. Also, by putting it in water, it could lose its potency because water and oxygen are the two enemies of vitamin potency. Also, the liquid vitamins will tend to be extremely low potency, so they tend to be improper form, highly unstable, and could lose their potency. Also, additives have to be added in terms of solubilizing it, in terms of making it a decent flavor, in terms of sweetening it. So as much as a liquid vitamin would sound appealing, it actually isn't a good idea. In terms of purity, this is just purely the vitamins, minerals, and carotenoids you want. In terms of purity, this is the way to deliver it. And then your body goes about making these ingredients soluble at the pH that's present in your digestive system.
There we go. And now 15,000 have already been ordered in just this very first show. 11,000 of those are the largest size, that 400 cap size. So if you're just joining us, if you're on the West Coast and you're just getting in from dinner tonight and you're seeing this for the first time, it's a quick visit with Andrew. It's one day. And this is a very special today's special because it's the first time Andrew has brought us his Essential One with 200 IU of vitamin D3 in the formula. That's not been done before. It's not been offered like this before, and the value is exceptional. If you're going to take one Andrew Lessman product, this is the one. This is it. It's the Essential One. It has you covered with all the most essential vitamins and nutrients in the proper amounts. See, that's what's important is Andrew does the research. So he doesn't just put an ingredient in there just to be able to put it on the label. He puts the ingredient in there because he knows it's beneficial, first of all, but he gives you the proper amount so that you can actually get the benefits from having that ingredient in your formula. So often you see some of these other formulas, and with very little of these ingredients, how can anybody ever get any results from them? So that's the difference. There's so many, very special things. Even Andrew will continue over the years to make his products better. He never sits on his laurels. This is something that every time there's a new way or a way to make a product better or up an ingredient that he thinks we can benefit from, he will do that. It's amazing to me that you were able to get that much more vitamin D in the one capsule, but it's happening. And again, when you get it home, it's a pretty little white capsule. They're small. They're easy to swallow. Look at that. I mean, it's just like, they're so, you heard over and over again, people saying in those reviews, I didn't get a stomach ache. It didn't repeat on me. A lot of us have had that experience. And if you are trying to get somebody to take vitamins in your family, the last thing you want to do is bring them a horse pill or something that's hard to swallow. They take it once, they get a stomach ache, and then they don't want to even take vitamins. So this makes it fun to take vitamins because it's so easy to swallow, easy to take, and it will never upset your stomach or repeat on you. So it just becomes a great way to get people on board and become vitamin takers.
And no matter who you are, you will have never taken, unless you're taking my products already, you will have never taken a more sophisticated B-complex and especially B12 supplement than this, because no one else has our protected methylcobalamin, the natural coenzyme form of B12. So that is a proper form instead of cyanocobalamin. So all of my formulas now, we've replaced the cyanocobalamin with methylcobalamin. It's something, this new methylcobalamin is something that we've been working on for a long time, and we started introducing in all of my products beginning about 8 or 9 months ago. So it's something that is absolutely the best way to deliver B12 orally, and no one else can do that. We also deliver the form of folic acid, unlike any other leading brand, that at least a third of the population, I think it's actually higher, can't metabolize typical folic acid. I'm one of those people. So we now deliver folic acid in a special form for you as well. We give you the levels of vitamin D that are separate, high potency separate levels of vitamin D. So this one single capsule, I'd have to say, as much as other products of mine are very important, whether it's our CoQ10 or whether it's our omega-3s, our circulation vein support, our vitamin D on its own. But this is as important or more important than our vitamin D on its own, because this is our vitamin D on its own, but with another 24 ingredients. This is our vitamin B12 on its own with another 24 ingredients. So there really is nothing like this. There's no other multivitamin that you could find anywhere in the world, on the planet, that can compare to this in terms of a single pill multivitamin, in terms of purity, quality, ease of use, gentleness on your stomach, and in terms of the sophistication of the ingredients and the benefits you'll receive.
Yep, it's a 50, a 100, a 200, or a 400. Order yours tonight while you're thinking about it. Andrew does have a show tomorrow midday, and we have another show tomorrow night. Right now, we have all the choices here. That's the good news for you. And the best part is that I always think it's really cool, because when we buy your products, these are fresh off the presses. So often I wonder about products that have been sitting on shelves collecting dust for months and months and months and months. That never happens. These are made specifically for this show for you, and they are
But it has to be fresh off the press, because these are the very first bottles of Essential One that contains 2,000 IU of vitamin D3 with all the other wonderful, the special B12, the special form of folic acid. So this is, as you were saying before, I don't sit on my laurels, that I'll rest on my laurels, that I literally take pains to continue improving the product. And in terms of vitamin B12, as much as our B12 has always been the most sophisticated B12 in the world, I knew it could be better. So we worked until we could make that even better. So the only person who we were competing against ourselves, trying to make our already best product even better. And we've succeeded in doing that. So today, you're going to get 2,000 IU vitamin D3. You're going to get lutein, lycopene, zeaxanthin. You can't get those three costly carotenoids in any leading multivitamin. And you get that again with the most sophisticated B12 as well. But what I was going to do just quickly, I have dozens of charts that are just quotes from clinical science. Because what's nice, when I first started doing this 38 years ago, there wasn't much clinical science that really made any kind of recommendation in terms of taking a supplement, taking a multivitamin. Now I have, as I said, dozens and dozens of charts that very specifically speak to the fact that we should be taking, must be taking, a multivitamin, multimineral. And we'll start here. This is from the Journal of the American Medical Association, JAMA, a very respected journal. Recent evidence has shown that suboptimal levels of vitamins are health risk factors, meaning that the nutrition we get in our diet, which is less than ideal, is a risk factor over the course of our lifetime in terms of our health. Most people do not consume an optimal amount of all vitamins by diet alone. Still from the Journal of the American Medical Association, multivitamins are recommended rather than individual vitamins, because multivitamins are simpler to take and cheaper than the individual vitamins taken separately, as is the case here, and because a large proportion of the population needs supplements of more than one vitamin. It's not just one vitamin that's the weakness in our modern diet, unfortunately. Now from the Journal of the American Dietetic Association. Many Americans do not consume the amount and types of foods necessary to meet recommendations or recommended micronutrient intakes. Micronutrients are vitamins and minerals. As a result of low intakes of nutrient-rich foods and sedentary lifestyles, many Americans are falling short of vitamin and mineral recommendations. The National Institutes of Health, Office of Dietary Supplements. Taking a multivitamin mineral supplement increases nutrient intakes and helps people get the recommended amounts of vitamins and minerals when they cannot or do not meet these needs from food alone. The clinical science is absolutely crystal clear. We don't do it from food alone. We do not. From the Harvard School of Public Health, these are all esteemed bodies. Right. True, a healthy diet should provide nearly all the nutrients you need. The operative word is should. But many people don't eat the healthiest of diets. That's why, and in terms of vitamin D, in terms of biotin, even the perfect healthy diet, even B12, will not deliver those three in adequate amounts. Harvard School of Public Health. When it comes to micronutrients, many Americans get less than the adequate amounts according to criteria set by the Institute of Medicine. For example, more than 90% of Americans get less than the estimated average requirement for vitamin D and vitamin E from food sources alone. More than 90%. And it's not much different for B12. So it's shocking, and that's why a multivitamin, multimineral is so beneficial. Harvard School of Public Health, many older people have trouble absorbing vitamin B12 from food, and by older, it just means as you get over the age of 35 and 40. The diet, we're not talking about 70 or 80
Don't
here.
you hate that? Don't you hate when they say older and that actually then means you?
Yes, yeah, well, it does.
Shoot.
The Dietary Guidelines for Americans 2010, in fact, recommends that people over the age of 50 eat foods fortified with B12 or take B12 supplements.
Interesting.
I would recommend that pretty much anybody over the age of 30 or 35. Just based upon the research. A daily multivitamin, again from Harvard School of Public Health, a daily multivitamin and maybe an extra vitamin D supplement, well, you get 2,000 IU in this daily multivitamin. That's the equivalent of a separate supplement.
That's right.
Is a good way to make sure you're getting all the nutrients you need to be healthy. A daily multivitamin is an inexpensive nutrition insurance policy. Try to take one every day. And again, that's not me. That's
Right.
Harvard School of Public Health, Journal of the American Medical Association, the American Dietetic Association. These are respected bodies, very conservative bodies, recommending that you take a daily multivitamin like this.
There we go. Okay, we are going to wrap it up for now. Do not hang up if you're ordering yours. We do have one more item we're going to squeeze in here before this hour is through. We do have an encore presentation of the Today Special coming up. In case you tuned in late, you will see a full presentation of that coming up. But we have a couple quick specials we do want to squeeze in, starting with the Cholesteracare. Cholesteracare we have at a very special offer for this month.
We have 3 monthly specials.
Yes.
Ooh, oatmeal, I get to eat some.
Ooh.
Yummy. We have 3 monthly specials. Cholesteracare, and then because Cholesteracare is what makes our oatmeal and our oat bran. I prefer the oat bran because oat bran contains more beta-glucan. So oat bran lowers cholesterol even more effectively than oatmeal. Both are incredibly powerful at lowering cholesterol. Because our oatmeal and oat bran has added Cholesteracare, which makes it even more delicious and creamier, actually just makes it better, kind of like our Choco Nuvo. So they're all three at today's special pricing. There are monthly specials throughout the month of March.
Right.
So Cholesteracare, Ultimate Oat Bran, and Ultimate Oatmeal, all three. So we're starting with Cholesteracare.
Cholesteracare, you can do a 60, you can do a 180, a 360, or a 720. You'll see we do have the 4 different choices, and then here is where the pricing will go after the month of March. But for now, this is like a mini Today Special because you are saving, as you can see, especially if you go for the big one, more than you are spending tonight. $50 off 20 or $9 off. So you decide the size you'd like. But Cholesteracare is another one of those incredible products, not unlike your vitamin D. When you start taking it and you can have your blood work done and you can see the difference by supplementing it, you can see the difference that it makes. Same thing with Cholesteracare. This is going to help to lower your total and LDL cholesterol, and you will see the difference when you have your cholesterol checked, and it's a natural product. It's not a drug. That's the beauty of it. So if you'd like to try it or stock up, this is the best time to do it.
Cholesteracare, for me, Cholesteracare is something in a capsule form that I'll take 1 capsule with my lunch and, say, dinner. In the morning, I get the equivalent of 2 capsules of Cholesteracare in my 1/4 cup of oat bran. So I just make a little 1/4 cup of oat bran. I just make it on the stove. It literally takes me 2 minutes to make. You just heat up some water, a 1/4 cup of oat bran, 3/4 of a cup of water. You mix it up. So I think we still have the Cholesteracare graphics up there, but we have the oat bran, oatmeal graphics below on the screen.
Exactly. Here comes the oatmeal.
And I'm busy eating them here as well because they were nice enough to make some. But that's my perfect breakfast. I no longer, as I wrote in my blog post, I don't longer eat eggs because egg yolks contain exceptionally high levels of cholesterol. And my cholesterol, out of nowhere, from always being very low my whole life, as I'm getting older, it just kind of skyrocketed. And the minute I changed my diet, my cholesterol plummeted. So again, diet is the most powerful thing that we have to exert for our good health or for our bad health. So, and with Cholesteracare, you could expect to lower your total and LDL cholesterol 15, 20% or more. You add the Ultimate Oatmeal or oat bran, and again, ours is the most delicious oatmeal or oat bran you will ever try. In each small servings, a 1/4 cup of oat bran or a 1/3 of a cup of oatmeal, that's the basic serving, contains 2 capsules of Cholesteracare. So you could do the math, the equivalent of 2 capsules of Cholesteracare.
Yep.
And the Cholesteracare blended in there makes it even creamier and even more delicious. And our oat bran and oatmeal are very, very unique in that they're both organic and gluten-free. When we started doing organic gluten-free oat bran, I couldn't find it anywhere in America.
Wow.
We actually had to get it made.
That's great.
So because all oats, even though oats don't naturally contain gluten, because our country is sort of overrun with wheat, all of the oats are contaminated with gluten.
Oh, how
so you have to
interesting.
get specifically segregated, specially handled oats in terms of our oat bran and oatmeal being both organic and gluten-free.
So you decide if you want the oat bran or if you want the oatmeal. They are both available for you. There's the sizing. We'll kind of change out those graphics for you. But it really, if you love oatmeal, it's absolutely delicious oatmeal. And it's so helpful. And it's just a smart way to start your day or throughout the day. You want a snack. I mean, it's so good. Little fresh fruit, little almond milk drizzled in there, little honey.
As powerful, I sometimes put maple syrup in or just fruit and little slivers of almonds. As powerful as oat bran and oatmeal are, our oat bran and oatmeal are by far the most powerful cholesterol-lowering oat bran and oatmeal out there. Oat bran and oatmeal can lower your cholesterol 3, 4, 5%. Ours can lower your cholesterol 15% or more, and you simply take a capsule of Cholesteracare with lunch and dinner. And that really is the 1-2 punch. It works perfectly with any cholesterol-lowering drug.
I know we have a few seconds. Don't forget about the oat standing recipes.
Muriel's recipes, yes.
That's right, also included. So keep calling if you'd like to order yours. We do have an encore of the today's special in case you tuned in